So, here it is, the Diocese of Chichester. From just beyond Chichester in the west, over to Rye in the east, and stretching from the coast in the south, up to Gatwick Airport in the north. We are more than 350 parishes, serving over 1.7 million people, more than 150 church schools, and numerous chaplaincies and community partnerships, all joining together in our shared vision to know, love, and follow Jesus. Each week, over 34,000 of us worship in our local church. And it's great to be a part of this. Some of these people are clergy, with around 250 being paid for centrally. It's by having these people work alongside others, both paid and unpaid roles, that we can make a difference right across our diocese and beyond. Doing all this costs some serious money, millions of pounds a year, and that's just a small percentage of all that goes on. So where does this money come from? You might think that we get money from the government or the national church. We don't get any money from the government, and we actually give money to the national church to help support parishes in poorer parts of the country. We get some income from land, buildings, and investments. But most of the money has to come from us, the parishes. Over 80p in every pound we spend together as a diocese comes from money generously given in church. It means that today's people are paying for today's church and laying strong foundations for tomorrow. This contribution is what we call our parish share. And it's through parish share that we are able to fund the work we do together, enabling growth in mission and ministry across our diocese. Let's have a look at the basic principles of parish share. Every parish has direct costs for its vicar. Let's call that ministry costs. And every parish is asked to make a contribution to the other costs of running our diocese. Let's call that shared costs. Together, these make up parish ministry costs, which might better be called average ministry costs. They represent the average cost of having a particular type of vicar and the other support which comes with that. Let's look first at the costs of your vicar, or ministry costs. We add up their stipend and housing, as well as national insurance and pension contributions. These vary according to whether your vicar is full-time, part-time, or house for duty. Now, let's look at shared costs. Most of these pay for the extra bits which allow your vicar to do their job. This includes costs of their ongoing training and development, as well as supporting the welfare of your vicar and their family. Then they pay for the training of your next vicar, who you haven't met yet, but I'm sure is very nice. They also pay for the parish support teams based at Church House Hove, which support you through finance, buildings, youth work and safeguarding expertise, to name just a few. Keeps them quite busy. These finances are regularly reviewed to ensure central costs are kept as low as possible. Think of all this as what each parish gets back from parish share. The shared costs also include what we give to enable mission and ministry elsewhere. This supports our schools, chaplaincies, synod, the national church, and our wider safeguarding work. Shared costs are apportioned according to the type of vicar you have, a full share for a full-time vicar and a smaller share for other clergy. Our shared costs and ministry costs together make up our average parish ministry cost total, or PMC. These give a guide to the average cost of having a vicar, support for them, and support for the mission and ministry elsewhere. Every autumn, each parish decides how much it is going to pledge to pay as their share of these costs. This is their parish share, decided by the parish. Some parishes, particularly those in deprived areas, can only pledge less than their average ministry costs. So to ensure that there is money to pay for ministry in those areas, other parishes pledge more than the average. This is one of the real strengths of our parish share system, that together we can make sure there is a Christian presence in every community, not just those who can afford it. We know how hard you work to raise funds for your parish and appreciate deciding how much to give to parish share is a difficult decision. At the moment in our diocese, 11% of parishes pay above the average and 73% pay below. This leaves a hole in the budget every year that we cannot keep filling by spending reserves. We do not want to start cutting the number of clergy we have, but unless this changes, we will have no choice. So we are asking every church to take a fresh look at their giving. If you are a church that doesn't meet your costs, please think very hard about closing the gap. If you're a church that does pay the average, please look very seriously at paying more. The Bible talks a lot about our finances, and God invites us into joyful, generous, and sacrificial giving. That's a challenge. Does this describe your giving? We are working to help every congregation take a fresh look at their giving, so that together we all do our very best to afford to have clergy in our parishes. This is Parish Share. Every church is asked to give, and every church receives. This way we can do more together than we could ever do alone. All this is so that together we can know, love, and follow Jesus across our diocese. To find out more about your parish share and who to contact if you want to discuss this, please visit chichester.anglican.org/parish-share.